This video is sponsored by the Guzzler game. Guzzler is the official creator of customizable and operable NFTs for your journey through the metaverse. More about it later in the video. Let's start with the ambitious open world genre to see what games are worth considering. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. When it was announced last year, no one expected anything about an Avatar video game. These blue aliens will make their AAA gaming debut with Ubisoft taking the helm. And if anyone knows a thing or two about creating vast open worlds, Ubisoft is definitely one of them. It's expected to come out this year. Gotham Knights. In Warner Bros. Montreal's next game, Batman's legacy continues on in his four protégés. Gotham Knights takes us out onto the decrepit streets of Gotham City as Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and the Red Hood. Explore every nook and cranny of the city's criminal underbelly when it comes out this year. Saints Row. A reboot of Deep Silver's chaotic open-world action game. This new direction in the Saints Row series will push its story and gameplay even further. The freedom to customize your own character makes your journey unique, and the selection of weird high-tech weaponry is bound to keep the destruction going. It's slated to release this August 23. Dragon Age 4. BioWare's been busy these days with the continuation of two of their most ambitious IPs. Aside from the teasers and concept art, this next chapter of their epic fantasy series is still cloaked in mystery. The devs did say it's scrapping multiplayer and live service features in favor for a more cohesive single-player story. No release date yet, but we hope to hear more about it this year. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. A major leap from the series' traditional JRPG roots. The Divine Force embraces a new open-world feel to its space opera adventures. This is Star Ocean at its most new-gen. Traveling around a vast alien expanse accompanied by new and familiar characters might push the series in the right direction. It's expected to come out this year. Sonic Frontiers. 2022 is also the year of Sonic. Apart from the movie sequel, Sonic fans are well fed with the imminent release of Frontiers. Being an open-world adventure, this will be uncharted territory for everyone's favorite blue hedgehog. Like Breath of the Wild did for The Legend of Zelda, this may open our eyes to the limitless potential of speeding around Sonic's massive world. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. We're still not over No Way Home, and it's obvious that we want more Spider-Man. Thankfully, Insomniac is here to give us what we want. This sequel to Spider-Man and Miles Morales will take the series into new web-slinging heights. Hopefully, swinging around the streets of New York and battling out thugs never goes out of style. Unfortunately, we have to wait until 2023. Speaking of adventures, these are the most anticipated action and adventure games coming out on the PS5. LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Star Wars' perpetual presence in the pop culture scene is made even better with this LEGO-fied version of all 9 films. Episode 1 to 7 are remade to fit modern standards, while Episode 8 and 9 are new games freshly infused with that good old LEGO charm. It's coming out this April 5. The Lord of the Rings: Gollum. 2 Lord of the Rings projects will come out this year, one TV series from Amazon and this one from Daedalic Entertainment. Although both are telling their own different stories, Gollum centers on the events before the books and puts more focus on the little creature's survival. It's branded as a stealth game because one does not simply walk into Mordor. Marvel's Wolverine. This next Marvel game adaptation hasn't given us much, but it's hard not to be excited about another Insomniac project after their Spider-Man games. The trailer did give us a few ideas about what to expect. It's still a year away, so we will be hearing more about this in the months to come. Pragmata. Recently delayed to next year, this bizarre new IP from Capcom gives us more questions than answers after every trailer dropped. It takes place in the far future, and there's a little girl obsessed with space and astronauts. We're really in the dark about what's going on here, but here's hoping we'll hear more about it this year. Project 007. IO Interactive's next IP after the success of their Hitman series. There's still little information surrounding this project as of the moment, but after everything we've seen from their bald head barcoded Assassins game, it's safe to say we can put our trust into these devs. No release date yet. Goodbye Volcano High. For the indie darlings and to anyone who's a sucker for coming-of-age stories, Goodbye Volcano High lures us with its colorful characters and interesting narrative. It heavily relies on player choices and your relationship with the other characters. There are no boss fights and combat sequences here, just a good time with good or bad people. You know what else has no boss fights and no combat sequences? Guzzler, the sponsor of today's video. The metaverse is vast, and it'll just keep on expanding. But you know what would make it better? Having your very own sweet ride at the ready as you travel through the many open worlds. At Guzzler, you get to customize your NFT cars that you can drive around in other blockchain games. And when we say customizable, we mean you can layer NFTs and images to make your vehicle even more unique and valuable. Everything from the skin, the license plate, the performance, the parts, etc. are all NFTs. These parts could be minted together or bought and sold separately at OpenSea. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The Guzzler game is currently in beta. Right now you can play single drag and multiplayer drag. Just a few days ago, the full road course race experience has been released. Follow the Guzzler project on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. The links will also be in the description box. What about player choices and consequences? Here are our most anticipated role-playing games. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. We've seen how bonkers Borderlands is, and we're definitely not ready for Wonderland's mix of magic and guns. Combining Borderlands looter-shooter goodness and a touch of role-playing elements, it offers a fantasy world full of mystical gunpowder. It's coming out this March 25. Lords of the Fallen 2. While it still has a long way to go before we can finally get our hands on it, this sequel to CI Games' RPG is looking pretty promising. Recent reports stated that it's trying to emulate the Souls-like of From Software games while retaining the original game's best features. Final Fantasy XVI. The latest chapter of the long-running JRPG. 16 is expected to be the most action-heavy Final Fantasy game to date. The reveal trailer feels like it came out a million years ago, considering no new info has come out for the game since. An upcoming Square Enix event might shed some light on our burning question soon. No release date yet. The next Mass Effect. The other BioWare project aside from Dragon Age 4. We've only seen a short glimpse of it with the reveal trailer they gave us, and that's about it. After Andromeda's flop, let's hope BioWare and EA learned their lessons. No release date yet. Babylon's Fall. Climb to the very top of this infamous biblical tower and showcase your best moves with friends. This co-op dungeon crawler got all of Platinum Games' expertise in hack-and-slash combat, and it even integrates many familiar RPG elements. The game has just gone gold, and it's slated to come out this March 3. 2022 is also another year where horror games scare the crap out of us. And here are our much-awaited titles. Ikai, a Japanese horror game from indie developers Endflame. This unique take on Japanese yokai lets you explore a village haunted by an otherworldly presence. You'll be stepping into the life of Naoko, who is voiced by Miss Vanille Velasquez, a Filipina VA who also voiced Valorant's Neon. It comes out this March 29. Abandoned. A horror project from developer Blue Box Studios, an indie company caught in a spiral of controversies and conspiracies. Abandoned is a first-person survival shooter that takes after horror giants like Konami's Silent Hill and the modern Resident Evil games. It's expected to come out this year, and we hope there won't be any more disappointments. Alan Wake 2. Speaking of survival horror, Remedy Entertainment's follow-up to their surreal supernatural shooter is entering the realm of modern horror. After a reveal trailer during last year's The Game Awards, we see a broken and unhinged Alan Wake after suffering years trapped in darkness. Remedy may be dropping news about this game this spring. No definite release date yet. Dead Space. A remake of Visceral's critically acclaimed survival space horror. Developer Motive Studios rekindles the madness and terrors of the USG Ishimura as we once again step into the shoes of engineer Isaac Clarke. The trailer gave us a glimpse of the derelict space station and the horrifying necromorphs. It's scheduled for release late this year. Oxenfree 2: Lost Signals. The sequel to Night School Studios' eerie supernatural horror. As an indie title, it doesn't have the big budget scares of its AAA inspirations. What it does have is a well-written story and a cast of characters that we can relate to. It comes out this year. And we end this long list of PS5 upcoming titles with our favorite fighting games releasing this year. The King of Fighters 15. SNK's beloved fighting series returns, and it looks even better now that the game is using Unreal Engine 4. Plus, they finally have that rollback netcode that players have been rallying their asses off for forever. Meet new faces in this upcoming entry, and even the old school characters of 2 decades ago. The devs consider it their most ambitious title yet. It comes out on February 17. Multiversus. Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. May be over, but its influence has given gaming companies more ideas to work with. Multiversus is all of Warner Bros. Properties packed into one fighting game. Characters like Arya Stark, Ultra Instinct Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and Batman all use their abilities to fight tooth and nail in 1 vs 1 and co-op battles. It comes out this year.